Johnsen, reporter for This Week at GSU. Welcome back to our Conversations with Leaders series. Today I'll be asking GSU's Visual Arts Gallery Director, Jeff Stevenson, questions from you, GSU student body. First question, there are works of art around campus that some find offensive both sexually and profane. Where do you draw the line in terms of what you will let the whole campus see?
That's a really good question. Yeah, and this particular show, I'm not sure that there's a direct answer, like where is the line? Because certainly everyone has a different level of tolerance and acceptance in terms of what they see as art or what they see as profane, for that matter. And I've had to deal with this a couple of times throughout my career, and with my own artwork and with others as well. And so it's really an open dialogue, and having conversations about it. Certainly this piece that's up now, some of the things that went into making that decision were the process, the artist's voice, the readability of it. Even though it's pretty clear, it's not in your face as much as at least I didn't think so. And there were several things where the challenge could be made for thought and input without hopefully being only offensive to people.
Yeah, and what do you do when, if you get a call, this is offensive to a student, what happens in that event?
Well, actually, I don't know exactly. Certainly, I'm willing to talk with anyone about what's happening for them and getting that input. But I can tell you what happened in the past with an exhibit of my own work. It was at another university in Ohio, and they convened a town hall meeting, and because there was a lot of media and publicity around it and a lot of real anger about the artwork, and it gave everyone a chance to speak, and the university stood by the artwork in the exhibit and felt that the freedom of expression was more important than censorship and control. And so it's always that sort of balancing act. And I think on our campus, we really do pride ourselves in being this sort of town square, where people can gather and talk about these things. And it's an open dialogue, and we're really interested in that happening. I hope that this maybe gets people talking in some classes, or maybe people will come to one of our Pechakucha nights, which there's going to be one for this exhibit on the 30th of October.
Another student asks, do you think art in universities is growing or dying off?
Well, I hope it's growing, and I think that there's a real rededication to this idea of a well-rounded education and having these additional experiences besides just training people for a career or for a job, that you also have these experiences where you interact with people who are different from you, or you interact socially and find out things about yourself that you didn't know, rather than just getting on a track for a career and a job and XYZ. There are a whole range of experiences that people can have on college campuses, and I think that art really contributes to the opportunity for that to happen.
Yeah, I think it indirectly kind of exposes you to different cultures.
And this, the LGBT exhibit is really interesting because the majority of artists, although they identify as LGBT people, their work isn't really about that. And so if people really look through the whole exhibit and interact with all of the work, it's sort of, it matters a great deal to some people, and to other people it doesn't matter at all in terms of their sexual identity and their artwork.
Okay. Another student asks, I'm not in any art program, but they paint at home. Can they have their work in an exhibit here?
I would say yes. And I would encourage them to get in touch and talk to us about it. Our all-student exhibition in the spring is mainly the students who are majoring in art in our art program, but we certainly see that as an opportunity for any artist in our community to get involved, and we really are sort of open to that idea. So have them get in touch.
So students, get in touch with Jeff Stevenson.
Yeah.
Are you planning on having an extension of the art gallery in Prairie Place?
I personally hadn't thought of that, but I know that there is this idea of living in art on our campus, and that's one of the things that really motivated this Art on Campus program. And certainly that would be an exciting place maybe for a student gallery where they get to have their own work on display in a really dynamic setting on a regular basis.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, well, thank you, Jeff. That's all the time we have today. As we conclude this Conversations with Leaders series, I'd like to thank Art Director Jeff Stevenson for giving his time and insight on the Visual Arts Gallery. Thank you, Jeff. That's all the time we have for now. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. For This Week at GSU, I'm Ashley Johnsen, and you have just been TWAGed.